All right. So once again, you guys are the accountants, so you guys are going to tell me what to do, okay? I can read the scenario for you, but you're going to be telling me what you need to do, how you're going to do it, and so on and so forth, okay? So now it's the 15th, so we are now on General Journal number 5, okay? So we are setting up the store. Okay. And the first thing that we did here is that we paid LV Remodeling Company for the remodeling job. Okay, invoice number 1754. Use a check.
So since we already put it in accounts payable, we just get accounts payable and checking.
Okay, good. We're going to be reducing our liabilities. Okay.
And then the account numbers are for checking is 10-100 and account payable is uh 2,000 20,000.
Okay.
We have to go to Ledger
Which
to
one?
find the for the Las Vegas remodeling company,
So
and we
which
see the balance and the number of invoice.
so which ledger? There's two of them.
The subsidiary.
Subsidiary. Okay. So we're going to go to subsidiary ledger. Okay, and we're going to LV Remodeling.
Yes, the amount 1,890 because the invoice 1754.
Okay.
And then we need to go to bank register, checking register to find the number of check. 15 January, I think, 15th of June. Yes, 1,890. Las Vegas remodeling. And we have to go the ledger of checking account.
Did we finish journalizing?
No, we need to describe.
Las Vegas remodeling invoice number. What was it? Was it 1754? Yeah, 1754. Check number 1514.
Okay, good. So what's next?
Ledger checking account and count payable to settlement.
What was the second one?
Account payable, the Las Vegas remodeling is a subsidiary.
Okay, hold on. Do one thing at a time. So what's first?
Checking, okay, checking. June 15th. Check number 1514.
Journal 5.
1,890.
Where?
On the
Okay.
credit side, the balance.
Balance 2,299 and 92 cents.
Good.
So,
Sorry, I was trying to follow along. Do we still have to do the accounts payable? The
Correct.
other side?
Good. Right? We got to balance it out by making sure that we debit our accounts payable. So,
With invoice number 1754.
okay.
And then for post reference. Oh, and then post reference to General Journal 5
Okay.
with credit side to 1890.
Are we increasing our liabilities or are we
Oh,
decreasing our
debit.
liabilities?
Decreasing
So we are going to be
debit.
good. So whatever you put in your journal is going to reflect exactly in your ledger. So in this case, my accounts payable is debited. Okay. So what's my account balance?
It is 13,786.40.
Good. All right. All right. What's next?
subsidiary,
Subsidiary
Las Vegas
ledger.
remodeling. Yes.
Okay.
We have payment here.
Okay. I did show you this how to do this.
This payment and payment 1,890 payment.
Okay. What's the date?
The date June 15th.
Is there any note that you could put in there to prove that you made a payment? How did you pay?
By check.
Okay, so if you pay by check, what check number did you use?
Check in
1314.
Right? Isn't that proof that you made a payment? Right? To what invoice?
1754.
When did this happen?
Journal 5.
Okay. In this case, we didn't receive a bill, so there's no need to have the terms filled out. But yes, you made a payment. So therefore, if you did your formula, that would decrease this line by 1890. So now how much do you owe to LV Remodeling?
Yes.
You still owe them 1560.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Good. All right, so let's see what's next.
Office supplies account debit. Visa card credit. Number of account.
Office supplies is 11,800. Visa payable 22,000.
For how much?
150.
Okay.
And then you write on the description that you bought office supplies
From where?
from office supply store with Visa.
In this case, it's kind of straightforward that you paid with the Visa because you used the Visa account. So in this case, office supply store is just fine. Now, of course, this one I actually had descriptions of exactly what items you bought, but I didn't save it. So assume that you bought paper, printer, printer ink, office pens, and supplies like that. Okay, to be able to write stuff down for your business. So there you go. Okay. So
And then you go to a subsidiary ledger and vendors. And then you go all the way to office supply store.
Anything in particular you want to make a note here for?
That you bought office supplies.
Okay. This is where you can put that you paid with Visa.
Oh, and then you post reference general journal, and then you put a invoice number of 150, and then payment 150.
Okay. So let's figure this formula out. So it's going to be your
Invoice minus prepaid, and then minus return allowance, and then minus discount, and then minus payment.
Good. Right. So you owe you owe office supplies nothing.
We don't have invoice number.
In this case, I didn't attach the receipt in this one though.
And then we can go to the general ledger. And we can go to assets, to office supplies, and debit 150. Or till we find it. And then 215 item.
You don't have to put a note here because it's already straightforward.
Yeah. And then general journal 5, 150. Debit, and then debit 150. And then we can go to liabilities. And go to Visa payable. June 15. And then office supplies. And then general journal 5, and then credit 150. And the total amount is 13,936.40. Oh no, wait. Oh, I'm looking at payable. Whoops.
$470.31.
Okay. All right. Good. So what happened next?
we bought sugar and creamer with Visa. So isn't there like an account for sugar and creamer?
Let's take a look. Is there an account for sugar and creamer?
Yeah. So we would debit those and then credit the Visa pin.
No, wait, I said sugar.
Eleven, 11,770. 7, 90.
Not 90. And Visa payable.
22,000.
Okay.
So for sugar, we're gonna debit 2160, and then creamer 48.99. Then credit Visa for 70.59.
Good. Why is there no tax on this?
Describe.
It's wholesale.
You're still buying it from the store. Why are these items not taxed?
Because food.
Yes, because it's food. Food is going to be non-taxable. Okay. So, description.
That you bought wholesale food store. Uh,
That's good.
that's all. Oh,
Yeah, that's good. Okay. So what's next?
and then you will go to the subsidiary ledger and go to wholesale. And then for notes, you would put for how much you bought for sugar and creamer. You bought sugar uh, for 60 pounds at 36 pounds each, right?
Okay.
And then you bought 3 cases of creamer at 16 $16.33 per case.
Okay.
And then you put post reference for General Journal 5. And then you put an invoice amount of $70.59. And then a payment of $70.59. And then with the account payable equation of invoice amount minus prepaid return allowance discount and payment, which is 0.
Good.
And then you would go to the general ledger. And then we would go to assets of sugar and creamer. And you would put nothing as well, right? Or
This is where you can put the detailed information, like how many pounds of sugar you bought.
and then general journal 5, debit 2160. And then for creamer, 3 cases, 12 pack of at $16.33 per case. And then you would debit $48.99. And that's all, right?
And you're missing one more account.
Oh, the liabilities and Visa payable.
Correct. So liabilities, Visa payable.
And then you would put wholesale foods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then general journal 5 with a credit of $70.59.
$540, $90.
Okay, good. So what happened here? We received a bill from Silver State Electrical, invoice number 3,351 for 1070. Okay? And it's due in 4 days. Who is Silver State Electrical?
Are utilities or like,
Not so much for
Vendor.
utility. It's a vendor, okay? Why did we hire Silver State Electrical?
To do some electrical work on the grinder, I think.
Good. So, is this going to be considered a separate expense or part of the cost of the grinder?
part of the cost of the grinder.
Okay, good. So where is the grinder?
Miscellaneous suspense.
Miscellaneous expense. Okay.
So you would debit miscellaneous suspense and then I don't know about the part.
Well, I received a bill, right? Is there anywhere on the scenario saying that I paid or did not pay?
Did not.
So what's your assumption?
I don't want to say prepaid.
Account payable.
Accounts payable, right? Because you're owing money, right?
Yes.
And that number is
20,000.
how much is the bill for?
1070. 1070.
1070.
No, it's Silver State Electrical.
Silver State.
Invoice.
Go ahead.
Invoice 3351. Net 4.
Good. Okay. Good.
Can we go to the subsidiary ledger under Silver State Electrical? Do
Oh.
it there?
Yep, absolutely.
Do we have to put down the coffee grinder electricity bill? Or how do we know?
That's perfectly fine. So you can say electrical work for coffee grinder.
Invoice 3351.
Okay.
Post ledger 5. Terms net 4. Discounted date June 19.
Not the discount date. There's no discount here.
No, there's not. The due date, sorry.
And what date did you say?
The 19th. 4 days, yeah.
Yep, 19. Good.
Amount of 1070. And we owe them. Yeah.
So do the formula. And we owe them 1070.
And then just a question:
Mhm.
would you go to general ledger and increase miscellaneous expense, or no?
Absolutely. That's correct. So let's go to the ledger and increase the miscellaneous suspense account. All right, miscellaneous suspense account.
Silver. Would you put Silver State electrical um service or something like that, or
So why did you hire Silver State Electrical?
oh, to remodel wait.
To fix the grinder.
Okay, by doing what? If this is going to be part of the cost of the grinder, what did you do to the grinder?
Did they upgrade it?
You could say, yeah, you could say they upgraded with some electrical work. Okay, so in this case, most likely what they did here is they built a socket, an electrical socket for the coffee grinder to be able to be plugged into the wall. Okay. Just because maybe there's not enough sockets, so they just had to pay to do electrical wiring for the coffee grinder to be able to be plugged in. Okay.
And then general 5, and then debit 1,070.
Okay. So what's my grand total here then?
$2,018.07.
Am I decreasing or increasing?
Oh, sorry.
Four. Wait. 4,158.17. Oh wait. Oh, I never noticed. I didn't. I put 85 cents instead of 95 cents. Oops.
No worries. Okay.
Yeah, 4,158.07.
Good. Okay.
And then you will go to liabilities and credit 1070.
Good. So liabilities, accounts payable. You said credit 1070. What's the details on this credit for 1070?
Invoice number 3,351.
Okay, so that brings my account balance to be
14,856.40.
good. Okay. So then now it says you need to transfer the coffee grinder out from miscellaneous suspense. So in this case, how do I transfer the coffee grinder out from miscellaneous suspense?
You would debit coffee grinder account and then credit miscellaneous suspense.
Good. So you're going to debit the coffee grinder account and we're going to credit the miscellaneous Suspense.
The account number for coffee grinder is 15,020,
Okay.
and then miscellaneous 19,990.
Good. How
And
much is
then
currently, how much is my coffee grinder right now?
four 4,158 and 7.
How do you know that?
That that's the total for miscellaneous suspense, right?
Good, right? We go into the miscellaneous suspense, right? Because we're adding all of our fixtures here, right? Let me go to miscellaneous suspense. We add up all of our fixtures, right? The only thing that's in here is just the coffee grinder. And here I'm adding 2 fixtures, right? There's no need to use this column on this side, right? Because you already know how much there's only 1 item in here. So in this case, that's the exact amount that is in my miscellaneous suspense account. So that's going to be the exact amount that my I'm going to be taking out is the 4158.07. Okay.
Credit side, miscellaneous.
Yes. So you want me to push that to the ledger?
Yes,
Okay.
because it is open here.
Okay. What's my note? Why am I crediting $4,158.07?
Because to make the balance zero.
What notes can I put in my ledger that tells me what I'm doing?
You are removing the coffee grinder.
Good, right? You're removing the coffee grinder. Okay. We're still on the 5th. So therefore, 4158.07 on the debit side minus the 4158.07 gives you 0 balance in the miscellaneous suspense account. Okay. So where do I need to go to next?
Coffee grinder.
Yes, I need to go to the coffee grinder. So here's the coffee, that's cash register. Here's the coffee brewer. Here's the coffee grinder. Okay.
And then would you put just coffee grinder or
You can do that. You can do the asset cost plus the fixtures. But I would recommend you to do the asset cost plus the fixture so you know how much and why it came out to be $4,158.07. So let's go ahead and figure out what the asset cost is. Okay. So the asset cost tells me that it was for $1,249.95. Okay. Plus tax of $103.12. Okay. Plus $175 worth of tax. Okay. So $1,249.95 plus $103.12 plus $175. Plus, we had to do the foundation, which was 1560 plus electrical for 1070. Okay. We are on journal number 5.
And the total amount.
For 41,5807. Okay. What's next?
Describe the transaction.
Okay. And what is going to be your description here?
To remove coffee grinder out of miscellaneous.
Good. Good. Okay. Anything else?
I think that's all, right? We don't have to go to subsidiary
Why?
because we all we did is in business.
Good, right?
Yeah.
We didn't involve anybody to move our asset from one account to another, right? That had nothing to do with a vendor, customer, or employee. Okay, so in this case, no subsidiary ledger. So let's go ahead and see what happened next. Okay. What happened here? We did a purchase order to Atlas Coffee once again, and we are buying another 125 pounds of regular coffee and another 125 pounds of Supreme coffee. What do you do with this transaction?
You just go to purchase order list and post it.
Good. All right. It is
And it is to Atlas Coffee importers.
okay.
And you put how many? 250 for amount of 366.25.
Good. All right. So it's a new day. It is now Sunday, June 16th. We're still setting up the store. So let's see what happened next. Right? We decided to establish a petty cash fund for $500. Okay, and you are responsible to keep a good track record of the petty cash lockbox. Okay, so of course Irene will be in charge of the petty cash drawer. So again, you're in charge of putting the money in there, but Irene is the one that's going to be recording all the transactions. I guess I can just get rid of this. Okay, right. Irene will just be responsible. You don't need two people to do that. So you establish a petty cash drawer for $500. Irene will be in charge of the lockbox, the petty cash drawer. So what do you need to do here?
Just debit petty cash and then wait. Are we using a checking account?
Yes, we are, right?
Yep.
Who's gonna go get the money?
Us?
Okay, who's okay? We can get the money, or should we have Irene? Because since she's gonna be in charge of it.
Erin,
Okay. So in this case, right? Can Irene just go up to the bank and take money?
No.
How
I gotta
can
write her a check.
we gotta write her a check, right? Because in this case, maybe Bob is too busy doing something else. Maybe we're doing something else, right? So in this case, we must write Irene a check, and she's gonna go to the bank to get the money to put in the petty cash drawer. So in this case,
You go to the check register.
check register.
And for amount of 500?
Okay.
Yeah, 500 for petty cash.
For petty cash, but in this case, you're gonna put the person's name in there because she's the one that's cashing it out. But if you have your notes for the reason why, you would put petty cash. Okay, I'm going to put this in parentheses so you guys know. This is for petty cash. Okay.
And so you just go to just debit 500.
no,
Debit.
describe.
Okay, describe.
Establish get the petty cash.
Okay.
Oh, and then we gotta put the account numbers.
Mm-hmm.
For petty is
Petty cash and cash in register or ledger.
I'm confused. What do you mean by cash in register?
No, the next, the second step after number of accounts, we have to go to ledger of the bank
Well,
account and petty cash. Yes, cash. Checking and petty cash account.
what's the account number?
Petty cash, 10,200. We have to go to ledger.
Okay.
June.
Which one are you doing first?
Petty cash. June 16th. And check number.
Okay.
Fifteen, I think.
Okay. How do you know that's for sure? If you put a random number in here and you say you think that is right, is that correct?
No, I think it's 16.
How do I know this?
The last check 1514.
Where do I find that?
In the check register.
Verify for sure it's in your check register. You never want to do anything for, especially for a company. You don't want to be guessing your numbers because that's gonna put you in so much trouble. So in this case, 1515. Now in my journal, did I mention that I used 1515?
Nope.
No. So that's also a rule of thumb right there too, is that is part of a transaction that should be recorded as part of this, saying you established a petty cash drawer with a check 1515. So therefore, in your notes, yes, then you can have the 1515 there because you know for sure that that check 1515 was to establish the petty cash fund. Okay? So I'm going to put establish here. Okay?
GJ5. Debit 500. Debit 500.
Okay?
Ledger checking. June 16th. Check number 1515. GJ5. 500.
500 where?
It is decrease the balance means credit side.
Okay?
179992.
Okay? Anything else we need to do?
No.
Okay. Oops, hit the wrong one. There we go. Now we decide to set up the cash register by putting money in there, right? In order to, exchange money with our customers, we need to have a cash register full of money. So in this case, I need exact change of five $20 bills, five $10 bills, $25 bills, $51 bills, and of course, I need $10 in coins. Okay? So in this case, how do I journalize this?
Yes, the set up the cash register debit credit checking account. 10,100. The amount 310.
I only have one account. How is that possible? What's my other account that I am going to be debiting?
That is a registered number. I don't know.
10,300.
10,300. Okay. Okay. Make sure you know the difference between the asset cash register, right? That's a fixed asset. In this case, I'm putting money into the cash register. So I have cash in register. Okay. So I need exact change. Where can I go to get the exact change?
The bank.
The bank, correct. But who's going to go? Anybody? In this case, who best should go and do this?
The
Eddie,
owner.
The owner. Good. Now, the owner can, of course, go in and, pull the money out without any reason, right? Because he's the owner. He has full access to his account. So, how would you recommend to do this? Do you recommend to write a check, or do you recommend Bob just go in and just take the money out?
Write it.
Write a check? Okay. Let's write a check.
So you will go to the check register.
Yeah, of course. Okay. That way, you have a paper trail, right? You have reason why Bob needs to take $310 out, right? Right? And that reason is to put money in the cash register, right? Which you'll have that for a reason if you need it. But in this case, I already know. Right? So check number 1516. What are we going to do with that?
Just put cash for register.
establish. Check number 1516.
Okay.
And then you will go to the general ledger.
Good. Which account am I going to be updating first?
Cash in register.
Cash in register first. Okay, so here you go. Cash in register. Oh, there we go. Oops, accounts receivable, my bad. Cash in register. Here we are.
To establish cash in register form.
Check number 560.
Okay. If you want to, you can be very descriptive, saying you always need to have X amount of dollars in here. That's up to you. Okay. It is a cash register because at the end of every day, right, you need to always make sure you have enough change to be able to give it to a customer, right? If a customer gave you $20 and you only have $20 in your register, what's going to happen, right? You need to have exact change in your cash register at all times. Okay. Right, post reference.
General journal 5.
Yep, we're still on 5. Let's see how many more we have left before we end page 5. Okay, we're almost done. We're going to debit for
$310.
$310 to give us an account balance of $310. Excuse me, sorry. $310. What's next?
And you will go to checking and credit 300.
That's right, I have to update my checking register to reflect that I no longer have $310. Okay?
And then check number 1560.
Okay, good. Now, of course, now we need to update our accounts because that's why we didn't pay any of our bills yet, because we need this money for setting up our cash register, okay? Setting up our petty cash drawer, etc., etc. So I should have a total of $1489.92. Right? Okay. So here you set up your store selling prices and the sales taxes to be 8.25%. So here, this is the products and services that we sell, or in this case, just products, okay? We are going to act as a retail slash wholesaler, right? As a retail, we're going to be selling our coffee by drinks, right? We have our medium regular coffees is going to be selling for $1.99. We have our large regular coffees that's sold for $2.99, while we have our medium supreme coffees going for $2.49, with our large supreme coffees going for $3.49. We also sell ceramic coffee mugs in store for $6.99. Okay. Now we have Mr. Albert. He's going to act as a wholesaler. So the customers that he's responsible for, he's going to pay, or he's going to he's going to sell the coffees by the pound. Okay? So in this case, regular coffee by the pound is going to go for a total of $3.29. And of course, the Supreme Coffee by the pound is going to be for $3.99. And of course, he sells the ceramic coffee mugs at wholesale price, which is going to be for $4.99. So again, wholesalers, they're going to get discounted and prices, right? They're not going to be, at cost, because you want to make a profit, because they're using you as a third-party vendor. So in this case, these are our selling prices. So not to be confused, I'm going to tell you this. Calculations and everything are already done for you in advance. Okay, so you don't need to sit there and calculate every single one, right? That's going to take forever. And plus, that's not our job. We're not the person who's going to be running the cash register, right? Irene is. All we are responsible is to record the total sales, the cost of goods sold, and how much inventory that we have left on hand. That is our job, not to calculate, not to sit there and say we sold this many cups, okay? That's not our job, okay? But I do want to let you guys know where these price points come from and what products we sell in this store. So you guys know and are aware of, so you know where these numbers and where the total numbers come from, okay? All right. So now it is officially the next day, which is going to be June 17, starting on Monday. And here, our first thing that we got to do is we have to pay LV Remodeling for the foundation reinforcement invoice number 1760. And we're going to obviously use a check to pay. Now, let's journalize this.
would use accounts payable and checking.
Okay. Accounts payable and checking. Okay. For 617.
Account numbers 20,000 and 10,100.
Okay. Now, how do I know how much I owe LV Remodeling?
Would you
Go
go
to
to
ledger.
Which ledger?
Las Vegas Remodeling Company.
Is that a ledger of its own?
we'll go to subsidiary?
We're going to go to the subsidiary ledger. Yes, that's where all your people that are involved with the company is going to be, not the actual company itself. Okay. So in this case, right, we're under vendors. We are dealing with LV Remodeling. Okay. NV Utilities, Las Vegas Landlord Properties, LV Remodeling. Where are you? I think it's this one. LV Remodeling. Right? How much do I owe LV Remodeling?
It's 1,000.
1,060.
1,560, right? And that verifies, right? The invoice that I'm paying off is for 1760, right? 1760, 1760, okay? So for 1560 is our number, okay?
And now you gotta go to check register and write the check.
Good.
Scribe.
So in this case, yes, we're gonna go to the check register, right? We need to cut the check for 1560. Okay, to who?
Las Vegas Remodeling.
LV Remodeling Company. Good. So we have check number 1517.
Scribe. Las Vegas Remodeling. Check number.
What invoice am I paying off?
1760.
1,060.
And now you would go to general ledger.
Okay, we're gonna go to general ledger.
And go to accounts payable.
Accounts payable.
And for item, it's gonna be the invoice number of 1760. And for post reference or for payment check numbers 1517.
We're at the very bottom of page 5.
And you would debit 1560.
Okay. Which will cause your account balance to be
13,296.40.
good.
And now you credit checking.
And now we're gonna credit checking. Here we are checking.
number 1517.
It's overdraft.
Okay.
Overdraft. Credit side. Credit balance. Please.
So this is what I like to do. I like to keep my formula in the debit side because it has a normal balance on the debit side. Now, I don't want you to keep switching back from the formula from here to here. What I want you to do is I want you to keep the formula in the debit side, but what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to change the font to hide the number, okay? And I'm just going to copy the number over into my credit side. Just like this, right? I have it look like this, but I'm going to take this one and I'm going to change the font to be white. Okay? Just so then I don't see it. But the next time I pull in my formula, it's going to be in this box here. Now, of course, my assumption is that it is still going to be negative, but I'll go ahead and show you that this is what I want you to do, so then you don't you don't mess with your formula. Okay? So in this case, I just hide it by just changing the font color to white and just copy it over here on the credit side. Right? Now, I just overdrafted my bank account. What's my assumption here? Is it true that I overdraft my bank account?
No,
Why?
because don't you have that? Oh no, wait. Isn't that for the credit when they give the credit card that they'll give us money or something like that? Or
Okay, so you're referring to the credit limit that we
oh
applied
yeah,
for.
so yeah, we overdrafted. Yeah,
Okay, but in this case, did I overdraft my bank account? We have to also remember that we just wrote the check out. That doesn't necessarily mean that LV Remodeling is going to cash it right away. It could take anywhere from 2 to 3 days, right? Because we just wrote the check. We're sending it out through mail. So in this case, that will take one whole business day for them to receive it. And then it takes one whole business day for them to go to the bank and to process the actual check. So in this case, did I really overdraft my bank account? No, not really. But in this case, I should be alarmed because now I need to be careful for the money that I'm spending because now I'm going into the negatives. I'm dipping into the negatives. But in this case, I have that safety net, right, of that credit limit. But in this case, right, I will not get fined for an NSF check for this one because this check hasn't cleared yet. So in this case, I am safe from this check, but I need to start depositing money as soon as possible.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
But in this case, this is where I need to make sure that the next time I do write a faulty check, that I will have the credit limit available, but that means I'm going to be charged interest on top of that because I am essentially borrowing money, okay, to protect my bank account. Okay, so there you go. Right, we have updated our journal and updated our ledger. What else do we need to do? One last thing.
go to subsidiary ledger.
Yes, we need to update our subsidiary ledger because we made a payment. Okay? 17.
For check number 1517.
Check number 1517. For what invoice?
1760.
Okay, journal. And this time we made a payment for $15.60, which should give me a negative balance here, which means in grand total, I don't owe LV Remodeling anything, right? I paid for all the bills that they sent to me. I paid them off. Nothing I owe. Okay? All right. Any questions so far? Okay. I'm going to stop here, okay, because it is 11:15. Okay? So, again, we're going to continue this tomorrow. Okay?